manipulation and felt confused. Like something was off, but you could not explain it. Maybe you agreed to something you did not want. Maybe you said sorry even when you were not wrong. Or maybe you started to doubt yourself, your memory, your feelings, your choices. If that has ever happened to you, then listen closely. Because what you felt was not random. It was not an accident. It may have been manipulation. Here is the scary part. Most manipulation does not look like control. It does not look like pressure. It does not look like someone forcing you. It feels normal. It feels casual. It even feels like your own decision. That is why it works so well. You do not see it, and if you do not see it, you cannot stop it. Think about this. How many times have you changed your mind just because of someone else's reaction? How many times have you stayed quiet to avoid conflict? How many times have you done something just to keep someone happy? At that moment, it feels small. It feels harmless.
But over time, these small moments add up.
And slowly, without you noticing, someone else starts to shape your thoughts, your actions, and even your identity. This is not about weak people.
This is not about being naive.
Even smart, confident people get manipulated every day. Why?
Because manipulation does not attack your intelligence. It targets your emotions, your need to be liked,
your fear of losing people, your desire to belong. These are human needs, and manipulators know exactly how to use them. The truth is simple. You are easier to control than you think, not because you are weak, but because you are human. The person manipulating you may not look like a villain. They may be a friend, a partner, a co-worker, even family.
They may smile at you. They may act kind.
They may say all the right words. That is what makes it dangerous. Because you trust them, and once trust is there, your guard goes down. Have you ever felt guilty for saying no, even when you had a good reason? Have you ever felt like you owe someone something? That feeling does not come from nowhere.
It is often placed there. Slowly. Quietly. Step by step. Manipulation is not loud.
It does not shout. It whispers. It shows up in small ways.
A comment that makes you doubt yourself.
A reaction that makes you feel bad. A silence that makes you anxious. A favor that turns into a burden.
At first, you ignore it. Then you adjust to it. And before you know it, it becomes normal.
That is how people gain control. Not in one big move, but in many small ones. And here is the worst part. When you are being manipulated, you often blame yourself. You think you are you think you are too sensitive. You try to fix yourself instead of seeing what is really happening.
That is exactly what the manipulator wants. Because as long as you doubt yourself, you will not question them.
But today, that changes. In this video, you are going to see what most people never notice. You are going to learn the hidden ways people control you. Not obvious tricks, not fake drama, real tactics. Used every day, in real life, by real people. Once you see them, you will start to notice patterns. You will understand why certain people make you feel confused, guilty, or unsure. You will see through the behavior. And when you can see it, you can stop it. But there is a catch. Some of these truths may make you uncomfortable. You may start to question people around you. You may even see moments from your past. That is not a bad thing. That is awareness. And awareness is power. Stay with me, because at the end of this video, you will have something most people never get. Clarity. You will be able to spot manipulation in seconds. You will know when someone is trying to control you, and you will know how to protect yourself. And once you reach that point, one thing becomes clear. No one can control you unless you let them. Now, here's the real question. Why does manipulation even work? Why do people fall for it again and again, even when they feel something is wrong? The answer is not simple, but it is clear. It is built into how your mind works. You are not designed to question everything.
You are designed to connect, to trust, and to survive in groups. That is your strength.
But it can also be used against you. From a young age, you learn to seek approval. You learn that being accepted feels good. When people smile at you, your brain rewards you. But when people reject you, ignore you, or show anger, your brain reacts fast. It says to anger. It tells you, fix this. This happens before you even think about it. It is automatic. And this is where manipulation begins. A manipulator does not fight your logic. They play with your emotions. They know that if they can control how you feel, they can control what you do. They create pressure without force. They guide you without telling you. And the most powerful tool they use is your need to belong. Think about how often you change your behavior around different people. At work, you act one way. With friends, another. This is normal, but this ability to adjust can be pushed too far.
A manipulator slowly shifts your behavior, step by step, until you are no longer acting like yourself.
Another reason manipulation works is fear. Not big fear, like danger or harm. Small fear. The fear of being judged. The fear of being left out.
If someone acts cold when you disagree, you feel uneasy. You want to fix it.
Next time,
You stay quiet to avoid that feeling.
that is control. There is also the need to feel right. Your brain likes consistency. If you say yes to something small, it feels easier to say yes again. Another key factor is confusion.
A manipulator creates confusion on purpose. They send mixed signals. One moment kind, the next distant.
Manipulation often feels like care, but there is a difference. Real care gives you freedom. Manipulation takes it away. Your brain uses shortcuts to save energy. If someone sounds confident, you trust them. If they repeat things, you believe them. These are used against you. Your emotions are faster than your logic. A manipulator takes advantage of this speed. They create reactions before you have time to analyze. None of this means you are weak. It means you are human. These patterns exist in everyone. The difference is awareness. When you understand how these triggers work, you can pause. You can step back. You can see what is really happening.
Now that you understand why manipulation works, it is time to see how it happens. There are specific tactics you have felt before.
Now you will name them. Let's start with the first and one of the most dangerous tactics of all. Gaslighting. This is not loud. It is not aggressive. It is quiet, slow, and very powerful. Gaslighting is when someone makes you doubt your own reality. Your memory. Your feelings. George Amen. At first, it seems small, almost harmless. But over time, it can break your confidence and make you depend on the other person for what is true. Imagine. Did you clearly remember something that happened? A conversation, a promise, a moment. You bring it up, and the other person looks at you and says, "That never happened." Or they say, you are remembering it wrong, or even worse, or you are overthinking again at that moment you feel confused. You pause. You start to question yourself. Wait, did I get it wrong? That small doubt is the start. Gaslighting works because your brain trusts people close to you. If a stranger says you are wrong, you may ignore it. But if a friend, a partner, or someone you respect says it hits differently, you give their words more weight. So when they deny your reality, your mind tries to adjust.
It tries to make sense of the conflict.
And often, it resolves it by blaming you.
Here is how it usually grows. First, they deny small things. Then they twist details. Then they change the story.
Over time, they rewrite events in a way that favors them, and you slowly stop trusting your own memory. You start to rely on them to tell you what is real.
That is the goal. Control through confusion.
Another form of gaslighting is minimizing your feelings. You say, that hurt me. They reply, you are too sensitive. You say, I did not like that.
They say, you are making a big deal out of nothing. Notice what happens here.
Instead of addressing the issue, they shift focus to you. They make your reaction the problem. And after hearing this enough times, you start to believe it. You stop expressing how you feel. You silence yourself. Sometimes they mix truth with lies. This makes it even harder to detect. They may admit small parts of a situation, but deny the key parts. This creates a blurred picture. You feel something is off, but you cannot clearly prove it. And that uncertainty keeps you stuck. Gaslighting also uses repetition. The more you hear something, the more familiar it becomes. And your brain often mistakes familiarity for truth. If someone keeps telling you, you are forgetful, you are emotional, or you always mess things up, those words start to sink in. Even if they are not true. Over time, they shape how you see yourself. Let's look at a real-life pattern. You confront someone about something they did. Instead of taking responsibility, they turn it around.
They say, why are you always attacking me? Now you feel guilty. You step back. The focus shifts from their action to your reaction.
You may even apologize. And just like that, they avoid accountability and gain control of the situation.